for Cheatham, Dixon, Montgomery, and Robertson County. And these wind gusts are nothing to sneeze at. They're 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. They're putting down trees everywhere. There's hail with this. The hail's been doing a lot of damage. We've heard reports of boats going under in Kentucky because of the hail. We've had a lot of tree damage reported, and this is all headed towards you folks next, so I just want to let you folks know that. A little bit of hail with this one over Dover right now and Erin, but the main thing is these bright reds you see, very strong wind gusts associated with this. But I want to take back to this storm here, the hail tracker there. There's the 2 tornado warnings, and you can see this one now extended. So I guess they're focusing right down in this area here is my guess, because they put kind of this purple polygon right in this area here. So folks, Trenton, you need to take your tornado precautions right now. 41, it's about to go over you. Guthrie, you're in the direct path of this. Allensville, you're in the direct path of this. Folks, if you live in these areas, if you know folks that are in this area right now, you need to call them and tell them they need to be down underground or in their safe zone, because it's super important. This is a tornado that has been confirmed on the ground, and it continues to show strength of rotation. So it means it could still be on the ground at this very hour. The problem is it's going near the radar site, so it is very hard to depict all of this. So I'm going to kind of go into the show here and zoom down a little bit. I think, Davis, do you have an update for me?
Yeah, well, they're going 30 miles per hour. I'll give you a storm track really quick. And it's right almost on top of the radar site, the Hopkinsville radar site there. As we say, Fort Campbell has actually reported a 63 mile per hour wind, 55 knots there. And this is a new storm track, assuming they're 30 mile per hour speed towards the east, maybe a little south of due east, and now crossing over the highway, as you can see right there. And we're looking at Elkton by 7:09. There's Allensville 7:18, Lickskill at 7:26, Cave Springs 7:31, and Oakville by 7:39. And that's the storm track. And it's gotten right into the radar, but you can still even then see some of those reds and greens that are sort of mixing together right there. And if I advance, this is that debris tracker, and you have to sort of look closely. I'll sort of pan this out a little bit. You see this little area of sort of yellow that moves really quickly right there into the ground clutter. That was moving right with that wind couplet there. And again, we do have Fort Campbell at the actual airbase reporting this 63 mile per hour wind gust from the storm as it makes its way across there. And these are all the damage reports here that stretch from southeast Missouri all the way down to the middle Tennessee area, and including especially southern Kentucky. And again, our tornado warning now is for Todd County, and that's going to continue, as well as the one still for Kristian County, as the storm is really in Kristian County right now, headed over towards Todd County. I want to reiterate some of the severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Clarksville, right now the storms are pushing in as we speak, and in Clarksville you could probably expect 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well. And we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that extends over to Robertson, and also even the western half of Robertson County, I should say, down to Cheatham County. So Ashland City, you're not going to see too long before you see the storms, probably over the next 45 minutes or so. It's extending down to Dixon County, as you can see, and this also makes its way to Hickman County and also most of Humphreys County. Those are the new warnings early there, and also parts of Perry County. This is very new Perry County. Looks like that's parts of Hickman County, as well as Humphreys County, Dixon County, Cheatham County, right up to Davidson County. Not quite Nashville just yet, but making its way your way. And of course, the tornado warning is in effect right now for the Hopkinsville, Fort Campbell area, but right over the radar site is where we saw the last shot of looking at it, and I would say this has moved from where I've actually put that one moment ago. But once again, one thing I do want to do, let me back up, and while Danielle gets ready to take off again, I want to give everybody a nice wide view. We sort of like to try to, almost like a sportscaster, to give the score and the time during the game about every so many minutes, because people are saying, hey, I'm in Murfreesboro, hey, I'm in McMinnville, I'm in Cookeville, I'm somewhere not where you're talking about. So pick out where you live on this map, and you can see how you are in relation to this. Here's Nashville. I've got 7:01 on my watch, and I'd say give it 7:45 or so. They're going to be here in Nashville, maybe a little sooner because they're moving so fast, and they're going to be pushing into places already into Clarksville as we speak. And again, the tornado warning, which is the most dangerous part of the storm right now. Kristian County pushing over towards Todd County, the Fort Campbell area, and also pushing east of Hopkinsville and Fort Campbell over towards Todd County. You want to be in your safe place right now, because even if you don't end up with a tornado, we've already had at least 63 mile per hour straight line winds reported at the 101st Airborne Fort Campbell base there. So, Danielle, are you ready with more?
Yes, I think I am, by the way. And if anybody sees something on our live cameras, let me know if you're seeing this. Okay, we'll go to him in just a second. I want to let you know it looks like they're going to go to a severe thunderstorm warning for the areas just east, of the tornado warning storm, which is good news. It could say that potentially this may be broadening a bit, but I'm not so sure about that. I also want to talk about this real fast. They have significant damage. A train spotter says there's significant damage to a house on Locust Grove Road, 1 mile from Liberty Church. We've also had reports of a new hotel under construction south of Hopkinsville, lots of damage to that area. So south of Hopkinsville, where they had that confirmation on a live camera of a tornado being spotted, is where we're getting all these damage reports, and we talked about it on the debris tracker where we could actually see that kind of speck pop up. But for now, and the reason we are constantly on air for you folks is because we still have that tornado warned storm. The other thing about this storm, it's not only tornado warned, it also has a flash flood warning attached to it, meaning the rain is coming down so hard you won't be able to see in front of you, and you will not be able to see the tornado if it is on the ground. And it was on the ground at least a couple of minutes ago. It may still be on the ground. We are not too sure at this time. We're waiting to hear from folks to see what the latest is. But this tornado warning in effect until 7:30 for Kristian and Todd counties, Allensville, Elkton, Guthrie, Trenton. If you live in this purple polygon right here, folks, please take your tornado precautions. I can't stress it enough. That means going down to the lowest level of where you live. Put as many walls between you and the outside world. So that means a room with no windows, like a closet, a bathroom, maybe under a staircase, and protect your head and neck. You can grab a pillow, a bike helmet, anything, because this thing is live and it was on the ground at one point. Now, it looks like there's two little areas of concern. I'd say right in here looks like one. Just really now it would be south of Trenton, but it's about to move towards Allensville, so we have to watch that carefully. There's another little area just near Guthrie, too, I'm watching. You kind of see that bend, that notch in the radar. I don't like the look of that right there, and all of that is moving to the east again at about 50 miles an hour. Now, I did put, or excuse me, not 50, 30 miles an hour. So I did put a storm track on this. Allensville, if you're not in your safe zone, you don't have much time. Guthrie, you better be in your safe zone because it's right over you right now. Please get down there. If you know people living in southern Kentucky right now, please call them and let them know they need to be down in their safe zone. If you don't have the WKRN weather app, please get it. Get it on your phone right now. Make sure your phone's charged because we could have more of these throughout the night. At Ville, you're going to see this at about 7:32. Zoom down, look at this, and I did put some streets on here. About to go over Old Railroad Lane. It's about to go over Herman Road, as you can see here. It's just probably over 41 now. It's just south of Trenton. That's a big city or town by it. And then it's about to go over 79, and then it will hit into Snardon Road or Mill Road, and then it would be moving quickly to the east. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your town names, but I want to let you know. Now, this is our debris tracker here where we try to track to see if we can see anything, and it doesn't look like much because we really are in the cone of silence right now. But the thing is, earlier we did look like it may have had a TDS or signature to it, which would show that there was actually debris being lofted from this storm. Now, one thing that this is indicating to me, they have put a severe thunderstorm warning out for Logan and Simpson County, so I'm not sure if they're going to continue this tornado warning or then drop it when it is 30, but we do have a severe thing to sneeze at either, because look at all this lightning you see over Lewisburg. Russellville heads up. This is heading to you, too. This is also going to have torrential downpours, and on top of that, wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour. This is flattened trees. These are straight line winds that can do a lot of damage. It's almost as much damage as a weak tornado, so we really need to be inside right now if you're in the severe thunderstorm warned area. Also, some hail can be expected with these cells. We've had golf ball size hail earlier today. Several severe thunderstorm warnings as we widen out. You can see areas east of I-65 for now are okay, but this entire line is headed towards you folks next. You notice, though, to the north and the west, if you live really north and west now, things are quieting down. I'm talking Trigg County and, of course, up towards even Henry County. Still got a little bit of lightning, but we're zooming down because we also have several severe thunderstorm warnings in our viewing area in Middle Tennessee. And get ready, you're talking about wind wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and also some really large hail. And it's not to say an isolated spin-up couldn't happen with you folks as well. Cheatham, Dixon, Montgomery, Robertson County, this is in effect until 7:30. We also have one down to the south here for Dixon, Hickman, Humphreys, and Perry counties until 7:45. It's going to get nasty very quickly, and once it gets nasty, it's going to be there for a bit. And I did put a storm tracker on this one as it moves to the south and east and races at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So Ashland City, 7:38, Springfield, 7:34, Charlotte, 7:27, Portland, 7:57, Nashville, it looks to be about 8 o'clock when everything gets to you at about 8:05. For folks in Hendersonville and in Centerville, you're about 7:51. So we have several severe thunderstorm warnings out there, but we also have that tornado warned storm. All right, and Davis has got some stuff to talk about too.
Right, we want to show you these damage reports. I want you to take this full if you could. And I'm going to go over here to my computer. I'm going to read off some of these damage reports. Danielle mentioned one of them. We got new things that are streaming in, especially from Kristian County in Kentucky. And we've got reports of trees down mile 83 on I-24. That's near the 6 miles northwest of Oak Grove along I-24, trees down. And also we had reports at on Lafayette Road, or maybe it's Lafayette Road in Kristian County, completely blocked by a fallen tree. A storefront window blown out on Main Street in Charleston. I believe that's in Kristian County as well. And now this is new here. This is up in Paducah. This is something I have not seen yet, Danielle. This is not in our viewing area, but out of Paducah in, I want to say it's Ulan, Pulaski County, Illinois. I take that back. This is not Paducah, but in Illinois. The Paducah Weather Service saying there's been a fatality. One person was killed when a tree fell onto a car on Old Highway 51. Again, that is in Illinois, not in, you know, but it's from the Paducah Weather Service office. But also they're talking about major damage on Locust Grove Road. I believe that's the one you mentioned to me a moment ago. Significant damage to a house, Locust Grove Road, 1 mile from Liberty Church, as well as trees across the road. And of course, Fort Campbell reporting that 63-mile-per-hour wind gust. So Locust Grove Road, we've got reports now of significant damage to a house there that roughly happened during the last hour or so. Trees across I-24 near mile marker 83. So a lot of significant damage in parts of Lafayette Road in Kristian County. I'm not sure how they pronounce it there. Could be either way. Completely blocked by a fallen tree. So a lot of damage going on in Kristian County. Most of what I'm mentioning, unfortunately, that was up in southern Illinois, a fatality from a tree on a car. That was reported by the Paducah Weather Service office. But all those damage reports that you're seeing right there are definitely damage that has occurred. Danielle, do you have something new that you can show us right now?
I'm trying to put our radar back on to see if we can see anything tight happening.
Nashville, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm also trying to put it back onto the Hopkinsville one to see if anything has changed here. And I just want to show you some stuff that we're seeing now. The tornado warning has been canceled for Kristian County, but is still in effect for Todd County, okay, folks? And this is still in effect for a little bit longer now because it is 7:10. This is in effect until 7:30. And we did have, you know, as Davis mentioned, a lot of things going on. Trees are down and that damage to that house, which could be potentially from the tornado. We are watching all of this very carefully for you folks. I just want to make sure I'm also watching what's happening in our chat room and seeing anything that's going on with it. But the Todd County tornado warning is why we are continuing to be on air. And, you know, this is a very dangerous situation because, folks, this at one point actually had a tornado on the ground. Now, I do want to zoom down here and you can kind of see, looks like there's some greens and some reds in here. It has kind of shifted a little bit in this area, but I would say somewhere right in this vicinity, so really just east of Guthrie, just south of Allensville. It doesn't look as strong as it once was just a scan or two ago, but watching this area in particular here, because that's where the rotation is, I would say here's a good zoomed down version of some streets in your area of this. State Line Road, Cal Sudeth Road, Newton Road, Highland Road. It'd be probably right over you folks right now. So hopefully if you're in Highland, you are on Highland Road, you have taken your tornado precautions. I can't stress this enough. And then if you look to the east here, State Line Road, John or John Young Road, excuse me, Ernest Rust something Road too. All of this is in the direct path of this storm. Now, I did put a storm tracker on this one. Hayden'sville, you are really under the gun for this right now. So if you're not in your safe zone, you need to be doing that right now. You have really no time. It's pretty much over you at this point. Dot 723, and then at Dareville, you'll see this at about 731. Notice this is kind of straddling the Kentucky-Tennessee state line, so heads up, folks in Tennessee. I mean, some of this is getting very close to the border there. So if you live just north, really, of Barron's Plains, this is an area you need to be paying attention to this forecast and paying attention to this tornado warning. Now, again, if you live in the Purple Polygon, and really, I would say in southeast portions of Todd County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions, going down to the lowest level, putting as many walls between you and the outside world. Bathroom, a basement, a closet. Please do this, folks, because at one point today, this was a confirmed tornado on the ground, spotted by a live camera just south of Hopkinsville. Already did a lot of damage just south of Hopkinsville. Now I'm looking at the debris tracker here. It doesn't look like it's picking up all that much. Of course, this is so close to the radar, it'd be hard to see that, but we look for some bright blues in the radar here, and that would indicate some debris right now. Does not look that way. However, it's not to say that folks just south of Allensville and just east of Guthrie you should be taking your tornado precautions at this point. Now, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning, and it has been continued eastbound, so Logan and Simpson County now under that one until 7:45. We'll have to see if they continue this tornado warning or not, based on what the rotation looks like, although the last two scans may have weakened it or broadened it just a bit. However, we do still have this line of storms from Bowling Green down to Hopkinsville, over to Clarksville and Erin. And all this, you see that Boeing signature to it, is going to have wind gusts in excess of 50 to 60 miles an hour right now. That's what our National Weather Service in Middle Tennessee is saying. And so we are talking about the potential for some trees coming on down, power lines coming down. You need to be going inside, especially now. It's getting very close to Pleasant View, Ashland City. Clarksville, you're under it right now. Cheatham, Dixon, Montgomery, Robertson County, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you until 7:30. I would not be surprised. Nashville, you're going to get involved with this very quickly. So is Sumner County as these storms get closer to you folks. Also want to point out Williamson County and Murray County, you're going to be under the severe thunderstorm warning shortly too. We also have Dixon, Hickman, Humphreys, and Perry counties until 7:45 for, again, wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour, even up to 70. And then we also have tons of lightning, very heavy downpours, and in addition, hail is being formed with some of these storms. Now, this is a time tracker, but it's pretty old at this point. So you know that this is going to be in probably downtown Nashville by about 8 o'clock or so. Now, I want
you can toss to me if you'd like.
Yes, go ahead, Davis.
Well, if you could look at Max 2 just for 1 second here, just across the Tennessee border from Todd County, and that would be right along the border with Montgomery County and Robertson County, probably not too far from Adams, Tennessee. This is a 73-mile-per-hour wind gust being seen by the Hopkinsville radar. And it's nice and close to the radar, which means the radar beam's not shooting way up in the clouds. So 73-mile-per-hour winds could be just right along the border right now with Tennessee and Kentucky, and the border with Montgomery County. So this would be along Highway 41 right now between Adams, Tennessee, and this will be moving into Adams. That's saying 79 miles per hour, and this is close to the radar site, folks. So when you get wind velocities that are real close to the radar site, you can know that they're reaching the ground because you're not shooting way up in the sky. So if you're in Adams, Tennessee right now along Highway 41 and even 31A and on the Montgomery County, Robertson County line, we've got some very strong winds, and not too far from that, we could still have that potential rotation. So keep this in mind. And again, the tornado warning is in effect right now for the Todd County area. As you can see, you can still sort of see a rotation. I think I can move that over for you right now with the pretty much right in this area. But just to the south of there, my goodness, these winds that are approaching Adams could be getting up to maybe 80 miles per hour. That's their severe thunderstorm warning for Cheatham, Dixon, and Houston counties, and that's in Robertson County, of course, and that's until the 7:30 time period. And again, just looking at that wind field coming coming across Highway 41. That particular velocity says 58, but I was getting 79 one moment ago, and I do believe we still have some of this activity very quickly moving into the Adams, Tennessee area, where you look closely and see some of this purple showing up, where I'm about to label, showing 65-mile-per-hour winds now. So very serious situation there in Robertson County as well. Once again, we wanted to back off the view, let folks pick out where they live, and I'll put the nice long time lapse in there for you. And by the way, I was going to ask, our own Altie Cobb is up in Clarksville right now, and we've got pretty strong storms in the Clarksville area right now, and here's his view right now. You can see the American flag flapping there in the breeze on top of that fireworks tent. So far, that tent's holding up, and tents have a hard time in a wind like this. I can see they've got, of course, their tie downs to hold the tent down, but you can see those winds on top of that flag. I think I saw some lightning flashes in the background. Of course, heavy rain going on, a lot of traffic during the rush hour areas of Clarksville there, right off the exit of I-24. Go ahead, Danielle.
We got a new tornado warning.
Okay.
It's now for Robertson County. I was just examining that as you were speaking. I want to get down and show you this one, if we can go over the weather one real fast. It looks like the rotation has moved south. And now it's over Robertson County. That's where you were just showing the bright greens and reds. We'll look at the reds and greens have linked up now. So I got to get over here and show you this. It'd be right over probably Adams area. Cedar Hill, it's coming right to you next. I can tell you that much. I'm going to just do a quick backtrack to kind of see this. It's moving pretty much east, it looks like. Just want to see this real fast and save this scene for you and get a storm tracker on this for you. It is moving east at 45 miles an hour. This thing is racing, folks. So I'm going to zoom down again because this is a tornado warned storm. Now, right now, it is just Doppler radar indicated, I believe. It is Doppler radar indicated, but it is moving east at 45 miles an hour, located 7 miles southeast of Guthrie. So just southeast of Guthrie. Let's just get down here. You can kind of see this, the greens, the reds. It's right in this area here, I would say. And I'm going to just get down tight to show some street names. Porter's Chapel Road, Buzzard Creek Road. You're right near it. Sturgeon Creek Road, Hugh Gill Road. If I'm saying your name, this is probably it. Wayman Dunn Road, Jones Chapel Road, Corbin Sneed Road. Remember, I'm saying street names right now in Robertson County. If you are in Robertson County, you need to take your tornado precautions. Barron's Plains, you're not far from this storm. And we just got a severe thunderstorm warning now for Warren, Allen, Simpson, and Barron and Logan counties as well. I'll clear that out and get to it in just a second. But first, I got to talk about this tornado warning because this is super important. So it is moving really quickly, which means if this holds together, the signature, it's going to be in Orlinda at 7:40, Barron's Plains 7:23. Folks in Barron's Plains, you need to take your tornado precautions now. You don't have much time here, folks. And not only are we talking about the fact that we have, very strong wind gusts and we have the potential. I'm going to see if we have, let me see the correlation coefficient. I want to see if we're seeing anything there.
I didn't see anything just yet.
I didn't see anything just yet.
There's one little speck in there that's not far from the actual gate-to-gate winds, or the red next to the green, as we say.
Yeah.
One little speck up there, and that might be debris, but it's not easy enough to see just yet.
It's hard to see, I know, that's the thing. So we're watching all this very carefully for you folks. Again, there's a lot of things near Keysburg Road, Adams Road, Cedar Hill Road. If you live in these areas here, I'm going to show you these are the areas of concern and where you need to be taking your tornado precautions. One other thing I'm going to do, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning too. We've got another one. It looks like now for Edmonton, Warren, and Butler County. So that's up in southern Kentucky. I'll get to that in just a second.
They're tracking this east at 45.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yep, I did a storm tracker on that. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I just want to look at some of our products here and see. Yeah, this is going to be moving into the Barron's community pretty quickly here too. So let me just get right to some things here. Show you what's going on, give you the very latest, kind of give you the rundown, the play-by-play
Springfield needs to
what we're doing here. But Springfield needs to be taking their tornado precautions. Right now, we don't have, it says, showing some signs of spin-up in northern Robertson County. Okay, so here we go. Let me get right to this here. We got the tornado warning that is in effect for Robertson County here. This is in that purple polygon, and we're watching this very carefully. This includes Adams, Barron's Plains and Springfield, and Adams. I would say you folks need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. In fact, it looks like right in this area here, I would not be surprised, right here. So just really about to move over Barron's Plains. There's some greens, there's some reds there. It's just really north of Cedar Hill. It's right north of 41, but this is about to go towards Barren Plains, Highway 161 and 411. If you're in this purple polygon, folks, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. And just pulling out really fast here and showing you folks this, you can kind of see that it's right in here. We're starting to see some spin in the atmosphere here. So again, Barren Plains heads up, 431 heads up. You see where this circle is. This is where the green is the wind going to the radar. The red is the wind going away from the radar. And when you see it link up like this, that is where we're looking for the possible rotation, and it would be right in this vicinity here. So it's about to move over Barren Plains. Barren Plains, if you live there, please take your tornado precautions. Now you know what that means. I've been saying this all night so far. Going down, lowest level, room with no windows, bathroom, a basement, a closet. Please protect your head and neck. We've already had some indications of a tornado on the ground. We could see a couple more. You know, our atmosphere has a lot of shear with it, which is going to help develop some of these storms. Now, I put a storm tracker on this one, but it is racing to east at 45 miles an hour, so it already looks like it's a little old. Barren Plains, you have 2 minutes before it's over you. 2 minutes. Get down into your safe zone. Youngville, you have about 10 minutes or less. I'd say probably 8 minutes or less now. Lamont, you have about 10 minutes or so. Or Linda, you have about 20 to 15 minutes to get down into your safe zone. Super important you do just that. All this, if it continues east, is going to cross over some of the highways there, 431, and then it looks like it would be headed towards Orlinda. Cross Plains might be in the path. It's just really north of Cedar Hill here where that rotation really is. And this tornado warned storm in Todd County doesn't look like it's going to be extended into Simpson and Logan County, which is great news, but it is still warned until 7:30, and they have not dropped that tornado warning just yet. We also have those new severe thunderstorm warnings I wanted to get to up in Warren County in Kentucky, and we have another one now that has been indicated. Well, that's for Robertson County, but we have another one that's over Logan County and extending east into Simpson County and other counties as well. But the tornado warning is the big concern right now. Haven't seen anything yet on debris tracker, but it's not to say that we couldn't see anything from that just yet. Also want to show you a wide view so you can see what's going on here and see how these storms are kind of lining up. We talked about this. It's going to be a nice line, a bowing line. Along this line, in any path of the storm, you could be seeing wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour that can take down trees very quickly. Lightning, heavy rain. In fact, if there is a tornado happening right now in Robertson County, you are not going to see it because it would be rain wrapped. The rain is coming down in torrential sheets right now. Flash flood warnings are up through southern Kentucky. I would not be surprised if that continues for other areas. Lots of lightning, hail, and very, very strong wind gusts. But again, this is why we're on the air and why we're staying with you. We have this tornado warning now, and it looks like there's a cell that's popping up just directly over Springfield, too. So I want to take a look at that as well. You can see that looks like it's tightening up a little bit, isn't it, Davis?
Yeah, and right now, getting close to Springfield, it's a broad rotation, but it's definitely pretty well defined. If you look at our Max 2 right now, I'm putting a storm track on that. I know Danielle just did that, but we're trying to update this as often as we can there. It's trying to show pretty much right over the Springfield area where I have the reds and the greens right next to one another. Let me save this so I don't lose that, and I'll put that into motion for you. And when you see these reds and greens that are moving into that purple box there, of course, that's your tornado warning for Robertson County. I'll go ahead and step into the picture if you guys want to go ahead and go to the monitor wall so I can point this out. And there's the Youngville area and also Cortland, as you can see. And if you look right here, you can see these reds and greens, this little couplet that's right there together. The wind's towards and away from the radar, indicating the tornado. And it does seem like it's sort of come together a little bit more, like Danielle was saying. It's coming together, and it's fairly tighter, a little tighter there. So if you're in the Cortland area, these are sort of suburbs of Robertson County and Springfield there and Youngville there. And really, this is right near the Springfield area right now. So if you're anywhere near Springfield right now, you want to be in your safe place as quick as you can, because this tornado warning goes pretty much right over Springfield. You're pretty much right in the middle of that in Robertson County. Some of the other times of arrival, we mentioned Youngville, 7:25. That's a minute from now. Cortland by 7:27, Eden Corner 7:31, Cross Plains 7:34, Calista by 7:37, White House as you go over towards Sumner County there by 7:40, Mitchell 7:45. Now Portland, of course, a lot of these towns are in Sumner County, and Sumner County does not have a tornado warning right now, but I'm extending it out further as far as the storm and rotation is concerned. There's Fountainhead by 7:49, I mentioned Portland by 7:48, and South Tunnel by 7:53, and again, that's Robertson County. And you can easily see right now that potential tornado in that area. I'm looking at our debris tracker, and there's nothing really blatantly obvious. These reds indicate where you have a uniform reflection, meaning it's rain. But when you start to see yellows and oranges blotching together, you see a little of that, but it's more noisy. But right there in the middle, there is a little of that, and I can't say that that for sure is debris right now, but it's not far from where this circulation is. I'll go back to there, and there's the middle of this purple box right there, and I know the screen shifts a little bit downwards, but again, right close to the middle of the purple box and a little bit further north. So I can't guarantee that's debris, but right there, that's a possibility that that's debris being picked up there. So, and again, you can see that this extends back. Now, I'm going to widen the view out like we've been talking about so people can get a view. There you are up in Kentucky. I know I'm sort of jumping around here for you. Now, let's widen the view out. I want you to pick out where you live here in Middle Tennessee. Now, Nashville, we've got some lightning and thunder just crossing the Cheatham County line into Davidson County as we speak. And you can see Dixon County, we have that. And I'm going to review all these severe thunderstorm warnings. And again, I don't want to forget now, of course, we have our tornado warning in effect for Robertson County, including the Springfield area right now, where we have a rotation being seen by the radar, and it's fairly tight looking, so you want to be in your safe spot in Springfield and all of Robertson County. But severe thunderstorm warnings extend from Todd County and even further eastward in Kentucky across Robertson County, including the tornado warning. Now, Cheatham County, almost to Davidson County, Dixon County, as well as parts of Humphreys County, as well as Hickman County down to Perry County, as you can see. And now issued warning right now starting to top up for Wayne County, and that extends over to Lewis County, as you can see, the Hohenwald area, and northwestern parts of Murray County. That's a new one as these storms are popping up, and they're making their way towards that. So all the places you see the orange boxes again, and that's why I'm giving this wide view so everybody can pick out where they live. But we do need to emphasize right now where the purple box is, and these tight greens and reds right near Springfield, literally as we speak, as this is moving through the Springfield area right now. And you could have a potential tornado on the ground. And again, these times, I know some of them, it's already 7:27 for the Cortland area, 7:31 for Eden Quarter. Danielle, do you have your computer ready?
Yes, I'm ready to go. And if we start to see anything, guys, on any cameras, let me know, too. I was trying to check things out because this is going to be coming into Nashville pretty soon. I've seen some dark clouds over that area right now. I just wanted to look at that camera real fast if we could. I also want to let you know that right now I want to zoom into some newer warnings that we do have here. This new warning that Davis was mentioning and I want to get down low and tight for this one so you guys can see this one. It's for Hickman, Lewis, Wayne, and Perry counties. And this is until 8:15. I want to make sure you guys know that. The other thing is we are expecting anywhere from 70-mile-per-hour winds to move into Ashland City, okay, and also into the Springfield area. It could be anywhere from 45 to 70-mile-per-hour winds along this entire line, guys. Power outages can be expected. So like we just told you folks to make sure that you are charging your phones, and hopefully you have done that, because here's the thing. Once these winds go by, they could easily topple down trees, topple down power lines, and we do have this severe thunderstorm warning. This is the brand new one now for Hickman, Lewis, Perry, and Wayne counties until 8:15. Wind gusts in excess of 50 to 70 miles an hour can be expected within this storm, so it is going to be a strong one as it moves on through. A little bit of hail, too, with this one as it moves into Lobelville, and some very strong winds. But we do have this tornado warning in effect for Robertson County, and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I want to get right to this one, too. I love this because this brings you right to the latest warnings, keeps us on track, and this one now is extended in for Davidson County. I can tell that, Williamson County, and even into parts of Rutherford and Wilson County. So heads up, folks, all this is headed to you next. So folks, if you're in downtown Nashville, I know there's a lot of things going on outside. You need to start thinking about getting inside into a sturdy shelter, because when these winds come across, they're going to be anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour. They're already experiencing this up in Ashland City. We've had reports of trees down. We've had reports of damage done to homes, and we're watching all of this very carefully. A little bit of hail with this, very strong winds. But the reason we continue to be on air, and by the way, I should mention this, Todd County, the tornado warning has been dropped for you folks there, which is great news for you folks. However, for Robertson County, it is still in effect until 8 p.m. Robertson County, folks, I can't stress it enough. Springfield area, you need to take your tornado precautions at this hour. And we do have a new warning that I want to get to, too. It looks like now, well, the Robertson County one is taking over for this one, but now it's going to be in effect. This might be good news. The tornado warning may be coming down for this, but a new severe thunderstorm warning has blanketed Sumner County into Macon County and over towards Robertson County. And And again, that's because of some hail. Look at that hail core over Springfield. That's an intensifying storm. That's not necessarily great news. And as we look at the velocity product, right in that area there over Springfield, looks like it's tightening up. So I'm going to get down to this cell again and zoom in, and you can kind of see this. There's definitely some bright greens, some bright reds in here. I'd say right over Springfield right now is where this potential rotation is happening. We're watching that very, very carefully. Springfield, hopefully you're downstairs. You need to take your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level, center of a room with no windows, because here's the thing, you're not going to see this tornado if it's on the ground. It is going to be rain wrapped. There's going to be tons of lightning with it. There's going to be hail. You've got a hail core over you as well, and strong winds up to 60 miles an hour. I wouldn't be surprised if the power knocks out before it even gets to you. So heads up, folks, please take your tornado precautions. Again, this is moving to the east, so White House, it's going to cross over 65 next, cross plains. You folks are in the direct path of this potential rotation, and you need to take your tornado precautions. Now, I've zoomed down into some areas. It's right over Highway 76, Roy Pitt Road. You're near it. It's near Owens. It looks like Chapel Road, Pinson School Road. If I'm saying some areas, it's directly just now east of downtown Springfield where that rotation really is. Did have a storm tracker on this one, but you can see it's moving too fast. But some paths and names of the paths of the town. It's Eden Corner, Cross Plains, and let me just go to the severe thunderstorm warning and see the newest one here. Does look like there's now a new one down to our southern areas too. So now it's into parts of, say, Decatur County. You are now impacted by hail, wind, and of course gusty winds, and of course heavy torrential rain. Now, I do want to show you that storm tracker here product if we can and get back to it. Doesn't look like it's going to go there, but I do have a storm tracker on this entire line just south of the tornado warned storm, and I want to make sure I reiterate that it's going to be in Nashville now a little bit sooner. 7:55 is when you will see 60-mile-per-hour winds, strong heavy rain, lightning, and hail, and the potential for even rotation could be happening over any of these storms. Brentwood 806, Franklin 812, Laverne 822, Lebanon 828, and Spring Hill at about 834. So just a heads up, we've got several severe thunderstorm warnings, and we do have one tornado warned storm, which is why we are under this continuous coverage.
And then, we also got a report now out of the Humphreys County Waverly area, not literally, it's in Whippoorwill Drive in Waverly, a tree down there. So we got a lot of straight line wind damage. As you mentioned, our good friend Sam Schamberger at National Weather Service, whether you have a tornado or not, we know we've been showing you the tornado warning. We really need to emphasize also that we've got a lot of straight line winds going on, as you mentioned, Danielle, and you could easily be seeing, as Sam was mentioning, winds 60 miles per hour plus easily coming not only across northwestern and northern sections of Middle Tennessee and where that tornado warning is, but where all these orange boxes are. If we can go to our max 2 really temporarily, I got the wide view up with all the orange boxes showing all the severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect on our max 2 computer, and those include now the Nashville metropolitan Davidson County area as the storms are pretty much pushing in as we speak. And as a matter of fact, if they could get our Bridgestone Arena camera and aim it towards the west, down west end towards the west and away from the river and the other way from the river, you'll be able to see these storms coming in from the west into downtown Nashville. But anyway, okay, you can see right now as you look towards the west some of the storm clouds. We can go back to max 2, and Danielle's resetting her computer, and I want to show you all the orange boxes. The severe thunderstorm warning, as we said, now does include Davidson County. I don't have a time on that just yet. Let's see. Well, I'll just go ahead and click on it. That's one easy way to do that. And this does include the Davidson County and Nashville area until 8:15. Davidson, Murray, Rutherford, and Williamson County. That is until 8:15, as you can see on the map now. And what we might do is, Danielle, what would you guess the entire storm line might be moving? I'll do it.
I would say almost 40 to 50. 40 miles an hour, maybe?
Yeah,
because it's between 50 and 40, I would say.
If we put this at 40 miles an hour, I'm going to do a big storm track towards the east-southeast. Actually, I've got it at 45 because it's already preset for that. And I'll go out for another maybe 45 minutes or so. And these are pretty much fairly good times here. We're talking about Nashville not too long from now. It's knocking on down. It's already in parts of Davidson County, the northwestern and northern parts of Davidson County. But downtown Nashville here by around 7:48, 7:39 for the White House area. That's just 5 minutes from right now. So downtown Nashville, we could be seeing 60-mile-per-hour plus winds as well. You can see Gallatin there by 7:58, Brentwood 8:06, Franklin and Williamson Williamson County by 8:11. Lebanon over in Wilson County, that should be running at about 8:18. Smyrna in southeast or northwestern Rutherford County at 8:29. Spring Hill as you go further south down towards Murray County at 8:35. Walter Hill 8:42, and Murfreesboro in Rutherford County now 8:52. So that's getting to be over an hour from now. But I'm just trying to give a longer heads up for a storm track there as this knocks on Nashville's doorstep pretty much as we speak. And erase that for you. And you can see downtown Nashville has the lightning and thunder moving in from the west and northwest. Once again, I'll go back to our tornado warning. Look at the amount of lightning that's right over the Springfield area. And really, I could move my little circle over just a hair, and this would be just to the east of Springfield right now. When I say east of Springfield, I mean east of the town square. If you're just 5 miles or 3 miles east of downtown middle of Springfield, you're still in Springfield, that's for sure. But in eastern sections of Robertson County, so I'd move this little circle over just a little bit more there, and you can see that making its way on towards the east. I've been checking the debris tracker, and there's nothing blatantly obvious, but we do see this little appendage of yellow right here. I can't guarantee that that's a tornado debris signature, but it sort of pokes out away from the ground clutter there, so it's a possibility it is, but we certainly have seen the the damage reports coming in from the northwest as this storm line made its way towards the east and southeast across the mid-state area, and you can see that it left quite a trail of damage across the area. So once again, to sort of review some of these severe thunderstorm warnings before I toss it back to Danielle, I want to go back to a wider view, so excuse me while I flip back through everything here. We now have severe thunderstorms. We have our tornado warning for Robertson County from Springfield now eastward, so east of downtown Springfield. But we now have the severe thunderstorm warnings that extend from, let's say, Clinton County, Kentucky, looks like through Sumner County, now far western parts of Macon County, into parts of western Trousdale County, West Wilson County, all of Davidson County for the most part now in a severe thunderstorm warning, stretching into the western Wilson County, northwestern Rutherford County, down into Williamson County, northwestern and northern sections of Murray County, to Lewis County, Hickman County, still parts of Dixon County, as well as the Humphreys County area, and then back over a big cluster of lightning here just northwest of Lobelville in the southern sections of Humphreys County, trying to push into northern Perry County and back across Decatur County. So that also extends the warning down through Decatur County to Hardin County, Wayne County, as well as Lewis County, as we mentioned, Murray counties. One thing I do want to mention, who's in the clear now as far as severe weather is concerned? Clarksville, you are now in the clear. Danielle?
Okay, I just want to let you know they're about to tornado warn northeast Simpson County, by the way, in Kentucky, so I'm going to get to that in just a second. It hasn't happened just yet. Once it pops up on the screen, we'll talk about it. I want to reiterate 60 to 70 mile per hour winds over Springfield area where we have the tornado warning. There we go. They just popped it up, so I'm going to get to this tornado warning now. So, folks, we do have a new tornado warning that has now been issued. This is in effect now for Simpson County, so I'm going to zoom down to this one. By the way, Robertson County, you're still under that tornado warning. You have heavy downpours. You have lots of lightning, but I want to get to Simpson County now and show you exactly what is going on. And first, I'm going to just click it over to S1 and get you guys here because this is our first alert coming in here. Here's that tornado warning now. It is for northeast areas. Oh, you can see kind of how that curly Q on the radar there. That's a good indication of this. It's Allen, Simpson, and Warren counties in Kentucky. This is in effect until 8:15, folks. You can see this is all headed towards halfway, Settle, Scottsville. If you live in this purple polygon here, folks in Kentucky, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. We've already had reports of one potentially down in Hopkinsville, and this is kind of a similar cell along that same line that is pushing into Simpson, Allen, and Warren counties. So let me show you where that rotation is. You can kind of see the greens, the reds right in there. It's very tight. It's coupled up here. There's the green, the wind going to the radar. There's the red, the wind going away. And when you see it link up like that, right in that area there, it's going to be heading over Bowling Green Road. Halfway, you're in the direct path. Halfway, you need to get down into your safe zone immediately because these are moving to the east pretty fast, I think about 30 to 35 miles an hour. It is going to go over 231, just a heads up too. Settle, you're in the direct path of this storm too. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning for this area. Lots of hail. I wanted to talk about that earlier too. Kentucky's been seeing some strengthening storms. You can tell because once that hail jumps up, that shows a strengthening storm, obviously a rotating storm now. And so, yes, you need to be taking your tornado precautions in parts of Simpson and Allen counties. Now, the other area you need to be taking your tornado precautions is in Robertson County. Now, in the Springfield area, you've had wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour, and we do still have a lot of hail from Bowling Green all the way back down to Springfield and even Ashland City here. And you see that tornado warning, they're continuing. They've shrunk the Polygon, but they've shrunk it so that right in this area and here probably is where that tornado warning would be. So just south of Cross Plains, White House, heads up, you are on the cusp of this here. So White House, Greenbrier, it is probably just north of you. You're probably seeing some really dark swirly clouds. It's going to be very hard to see because the other thing is, on top of all that wind, on top of everything else, we also have torrential downpours. So we won't be able to see the tornado if it's happening. So you need to take your tornado precautions. I can't stress it enough. In Robertson County, in Simpson, Allen, and Warren counties in Kentucky, please do it right now. You're both under tornado warnings. Now, I did put a storm tracker on this one as it continues to race to the east at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. And I may be confusing times, but it's about 30 to 40 miles an hour. White House, you have about 5 minutes to get down to your safe spot, but I think you should be down there right now. 2 Chestnut at about 7:50. And then South Tunnel, 8:01. Bethpage, 8:14. I'd say less than that. Now, you have less than 20 minutes before it gets to you. Then we have several other severe thunderstorm warnings. Do want to point out that we have these ones for Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Williamson County now. This is until 8:15 for wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour. What this will do, this could easily cut power out and take down trees. So we're watching this very carefully for you. Also, Hickman, Lewis, Perry, and Wayne counties until 8:15. You are under that severe thunderstorm warning. Did put a track on this entire line because I've been talking mainly about our areas to the north because that's where the tornado warnings are. But I did put a track on this entire line here. You can see it's going to be in Centerville at about 7:43, Nashville 7:52, Brentwood 8:01, Spring Hill 8:17, Columbia 8:22, Murfreesboro 8:39. So folks, south and east, you think this isn't coming to you. All of this is headed to you next, and it is showing strength and power. And again, you can see all those orange polygons there are severe thunderstorm warnings, and the yellow is the severe thunderstorm watch. And Davis is going to come over with more.
Yeah, if we go to Max 2, we got just some new information. Of course, we got this Billie Eilish big concert going on at Ascend Amphitheater, which, of course, is an outdoor event. We've got a lot of folks here at News 2 that were going there worried about their kids there. They are saying that right now to be safe at Ascend Amphitheater, due to lightning in the area, they are evacuating the venue. Please calmly proceed to the nearest exit is what they're telling folks there, and seek shelter in nearby parking garages or in your vehicles for safety. We'll notify you, they say, when it's safe to re-enter. So they're going to let this storm line go by, but, you know, it's not a bad idea if you want to call your daughter, your son, your relative there. One of the safer places to go as far as lightning is concerned is right back in your car. But these parking garages, since the draft, they've been made available for people to go to during severe weather. Now, besides that lightning threat, I want you to note now these velocities of winds that are pushing into Davidson County as we speak. Now, we do have that tornado warning up in Simpson County, Kentucky. Danielle will tell us more about that in a moment. But 60-mile-per-hour winds being seen by the Nashville radar. This is Goodlettsville right here. Here's downtown Nashville right here. We're showing 58 to 60-mile-per-hour winds trying to push into downtown Nashville as we speak, along with some lightning. I have the lightning turned off right now so it doesn't clutter up this picture here. But the reason they're evacuating the amphitheater is because of the lightning, but they could also have some dangerous wind gusts there as well. But 60-mile-per-hour winds moving into downtown Nashville as we speak. So some of the other things that we were looking at, once again, we still have this tornado warning in effect for eastern parts of Robertson County. The tornado signature is not as well pronounced as it was before. We see these strong rains. Those are some very strong winds going towards Nashville's radar site, running 60 miles per hour. We see a little red along that fringe, but we're not seeing that couplet. Danielle, have you noticed the couplet? It doesn't seem to be
not as bad down there, yes.
No.
I would say that, but I am worried about the one up in Simpson County. So can we go over there real fast? Because I want to talk.
You can go back to Danielle up to Simpson County, Kentucky on Max 1.
Because I am concerned about that. National Weather Service is saying that it's quick spin up. It's definitely notching near Gold City, showing strong gate-to-gate rotation. That is not necessarily good news. Also, eastern Warren County just received more than ½ an inch of rain in 15 minutes. So what I'm telling you about is the fact that we could have torrential downpours. You're not going to see this spin up as it potentially is happening right as we speak. Now, it's not confirmed. It's still Doppler radar indicated, but you need to act like it's happening because you're not going to see it because it would be rain wrapped. The other thing is there is now apparently a large tree blocking the road of US 100 and west of Franklin and Simpson County. So there's trees coming down with this. We're also receiving lots of power outages, reports coming in from let's see, I was going to say there's a bunch of power outages coming in from a bunch of places, but I forget where it was. You'll find that, Davis. I want to get back to that tornado warning, but they're talking about it in chat. I want to talk a little bit more about this tornado warning, and we're going to keep you folks safe everywhere across southern Kentucky and middle Tennessee. This one is concerning me a little bit more, okay? Here's the thing. It looks like this on radar. You see that kind of notch right in that area, right near halfway. If you're in halfway, please take your tornado precautions now. Anyone in this purple polygon, Scottsville, you're going to be in the direct path of this. Settle, you're going to be in the direct path of this. You need to take your tornado precautions if you live along Bowling Green Road or 231. If I'm mentioning any of you folks in Allen, Simpson, and Warren County, this thing is notching up pretty tightly here. You can see we look for greens. That's the wind going to the radar. The reds are the winds going away, and you see it right in here, folks, right in there. That's where the tornado would be, the small spin up. But that could easily do a lot of damage, and that's about to be just south of halfway, moving over Bowling Green and Scottsville. You are in the direct path of this storm. So I did zoom in here tight because I wanted to show you some street names. Old State Road, you're near it. Bowling Green Road, let's see. Trammell Road, you're just to the north of it, really, and it looks like Woodland Circle Road, Scottsville, you're in the direct path of this. And I did put a storm tracker on this because it's interesting. These notches have developed, and they kind of move and wiggle a little bit. You know, that's a feature of, radar imagery and spin-ups. They can quickly move side to side, and that's what it looks like it's happening. But the idea is Scottsville, you would be in the path of this. Cedar Springs, you would be in the path of this, 803. So probably pretty soon. Austin, 809, you would see this. Peter Creek, 813, and Cooktown would see this at about 816. So very concerning situation right in this area here. Again, let me get down to it and show you. It's right in this area with the greens and the reds right in here. There is some concern that it's notching. And it's going to do that along this line. There's going to be areas that start to spin, and then there's going to be areas that kind of broaden out and weaken. But right now that one is strengthening, and it would be moving right over Scottsville, so you need to take your tornado precautions if you live in that area. And again, I'm just a little bit too high for that one, but you can see that. Now we also have, again, that tornado warning for Robertson County still in effect, although we saw that kind of broaden out a bit, but it's nothing to not worry about because we saw strong winds with it. Wind gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour over Springfield. We also have, look at that, large hail. Large hail over Bowling Green and Portland now. Heads up, there's going to be some hail even in downtown Nashville. And there it is. You can't really see much in the way of the rotation. So I would not be surprised if they do end up dropping that tornado warning. But still several severe thunderstorm warnings. This one for Davidson County, like Davis mentioned, lots of concerts going on downtown. Dangerous situation. Glad they're evacuating the area. Also for Rutherford, Williamson. You guys need to be on high alert. This is all headed to you next if you're not seeing it just yet. We also have Hickman, Lewis, Perry, Wayne counties under the gun right now, and I did have a storm tracker on that one, as you can see right in there. So a big line of storms right now is happening. We're watching all of that very carefully here, and you can see that the big story is this. So the big one, I would say, is the tornado warning, which is over, as you can see, over Allen and now Warren County. So Simpson County has been dropped off this, but it's still for Allen and Warren counties. And again, this is in effect until 8:15. Davis, you have more?
Yeah, we want to address Nashville right now. This is a view from our Adventure Science Center camera. You can see this monstrous storm that's moving over downtown Nashville as we speak, and 87 degrees as it pushes in. Obviously, we're going to fall a good 15 degrees as it does so. I want to switch to our Bridgestone Arena camera from our friends upstairs in the director's booth there because they have a good shot. You can see how dark and ominous things are looking at the Bridgestone Arena camera, looking towards the west right now as this moves into downtown Nashville. And if we go back to Max 2, once again, while Danielle resets there, we have that tornado warning up in Simpson County, Kentucky, and that's right on the edge of Franklin, Kentucky, not Franklin, Tennessee, but Franklin, Kentucky there. And this, we have severe thunderstorm warnings there as well, down into Portland and Sumner County, all of Sumner County, including the Gallatin area, far northwest Trousdale to western Wilson, Davidson County included in the severe thunderstorm warnings. All these areas can see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. This stretches down into northwestern Rutherford County, although eventually I'm sure Murfreesboro will also be extended into a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Williamson County in the northern parts of Murray County. We can see that Hickman County as well as Lewis County, Lobelville, the Perry County area, intense lightning going on from there back across Decatur County and across the Tennessee River. And of course, we still have these extending back into parts of Cheatham County. Clarksville, you're now in the clear. You've had quite a storm go through there, but you are now in the clear. Erin as well as Waverly, Guthrie, and even Dixon, not Dixon County, but Dixon itself. You're right on the back edge there. The lightning moving to the southeastern part of the county. If you're over in Benton County around Camden, you're in the clear. You still got rain. You might have a lightning bolt or two, but the strong line of storms is making its way into Nashville. If you're in Gallatin right now, you need to batten down the hatches. You could be seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with those there. And I thought I'd try to take another quick look at some of those wind gusts. First of all, that's a close-up view. We can go ahead and take that full. That's a close-up view right now as the storms push into the Gallatin area. And also, you can see how intense they are up there in Simpson County, Kentucky. Danielle's going to zoom in more on that in just one moment. Before I toss back to her, I want to take one more look at these winds that are pushing into the Nashville area. And we're seeing the severe thunderstorm warning, of course, continue. And I do want to very quickly take off the warnings, just show you some of these wind gusts that are making their way into Nashville. Could easily be over 50 miles an hour. That one's saying 46. Up in parts of Robertson and Sumner County saying about 47. But even just west of Gallatin, we're seeing 58 to close to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Danielle is going to zoom in on the tornado warning in Kentucky.
Davis, the reason I'm doing that and the reason I'm getting really, really nervous about this storm is because I'm looking at CC right now and it looks like there may be a debris signature. I want to get right to this. All right, this is in effect for Allen and Warren County until 8:15. This storm was kind of turning to the north. Well, it was moving north and east, and then it turned down to the south and east, really. And I do want to show you now, it was a little bit more prominent here. I'm going to step off screen. I'm going to take you through this debris signature here, but it looked like it popped on the screen for a second, where it looked like there would be a potential of maybe some debris being lofted. And I'll show you this as I go back one or two scans here. There it is, right there. And I'm going to circle it right here.
Just outside of the tornado warning itself.
Yeah, well, because the actual rotation moved outside of the warning there, and there was concern there for this exactly. So right in this area here, is that it started to take, and I've noticed this before. Sometimes when you see this rotation, it starts to take a turn to the right. That's not necessarily good news, and that's what I saw just happen on the radar. And so I would not be surprised if something was potentially making it to the ground right here.
And that's where, if you go to your wind velocity mode, it's actually right there.
Right, and that's so this is a concerning situation, folks. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to get down to the street level here. If this is happening, this would be right by the Chapel Hill Road area, Briar Field Road area, Red Hill Road area, Old Stage Road area, Lambert Road, Frost Lane, folks. And that, you know what, this is only a couple minutes old, okay? Because now it's 4 minutes old. I want to see. It looks like it looks like there still could be something with it. Doesn't look like a lot, and I would want to see this, but this would be by Union Chapel Road, folks, Dover Church Road, Maple Grove Road. Church Road, Mount Union Road. I have to say this because I want to look at the velocity, see if it's right over it. Well, that's a little bit ahead of it, but I am concerned that at some point this may have came down for a little bit. So, folks, if you're in this area here, I'm going to zoom down. Please take your tornado precautions over Old Gallatin Road. It's right over you right now. Old Hartsville Road, right over Old Hartsville Road, Dover Church Road, Union Chapel Road, Maple Grove Church Road, Mount Union Road. I am concerned with all that. Out in that area, Pleasant View Road. Now, it does look like that rotation, again, came down and it turned to the right. And I don't like the look of that when it turns to the right out of the tornado warning and the rotation goes to the right. And I'll show you this on it. I'll back it up. You can kind of see this. It kind of came in bright green and then kind of turned down. It kind of went from basically this way. It went across like that. And so that's where my concern is for the potential of a tornado. And even if there isn't a tornado, you know, you're not going to see it, because it's going to be rain wrapped and all of that. So we still have that tornado warning. It's still in effect until 8:15, I believe, and they're keeping that going for sure. I want to see if we're getting anything else in chat about anything that's happening here.
Heading over there right now. The Nashville Terminal Doppler Radar, which is the airport radar located down Nolensville Road, a short-range radar, 50 to 70-mile-per-hour winds across Nashville currently. We just heard our roof shake outside, so I can confirm that we had a pretty good gust here at the station. It wasn't like rain. It was like you felt it sort of like rumble up there. And we're talking about trees down in the Whites Creek area we're hearing right now from our good friend Will at Nash Severe Wicks. And we're also hearing several other reports around Davidson County of possible 50-mile-per-hour winds. Also in Fairview, an estimated 60-foot tree down on a house at 7118 Fairlawn, the intersection of Fairlawn and Brush Creek Road, back at 7:43. And again, that was in the Fairview area of a large 60-foot tree down there. And those are some of the reports that are from around the Nashville metropolitan area. And they lost power in parts of Bellevue. or just south of there, according to our friend David Drobny at NashSevereWix.com, and we appreciate those reports from them. But again, the latest report out of our National Weather Service office, the Terminal Doppler Radar, which is a smaller radar on Nolensville Road, but it's short range, but it's very accurate within a short range, showing 50 to 70 mile per hour winds going across Nashville as we speak. So they're also saying they've lost power. Reports are in lockstep with the leading edge. Just got one call in Green Hills. So apparently some people in Green Hills may have lost a little bit of power as well. And boy, our city cams right now, if you look at the one I have on Max 2, of course, that's
let me see it.
And also, if you look at our arena cam, I just noticed our director, they can toggle around at their will, free will there. This is what's going on in Nashville as we speak, and some of these winds could be 50 to 70 mile per hour in certain gusts. I see that 87 degrees on the reading there on our reading, but that 87 is going to go down to about 70 to 72 here shortly, but that's a live view of downtown Nashville. Again, Ascend Amphitheater, where the concert is concerned, everybody has been shuffled to safety. They were told to evacuate the Ascend, go to one of the parking garages or in your car because of lightning. Now, a car is not a safe place to be during a tornado, but we do not have a tornado warning for Nashville, but lightning is the reason they were evacuating Ascend. But 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts could be a threat as well. Back to you, Danielle.
Okay, thanks, Davis. I want to let you know this. We just got this. Look, he was just telling me that he saw the same couplet I was seeing, and the dual pole was looking strong. It did. I was just looking at it while you were talking. It did weaken a bit, which is good news. He says we will most likely move this to a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible, but we'll make the decision soon. We have 7 minutes left until that tornado warning is dropped. We also have several reports with trees down in 106 Rourke Road in Franklin. We have a large tree over Simpson County over Highway 100. So I want to go over to this tornado warning. We have 7 minutes left to this one, and if this one does get changed to a severe thunderstorm warning, then we would just have several severe thunderstorm warnings in a row, but this one is in effect until 8:15, you can see, for Allen and Warren counties. Now here is where the notch is. It's right in this area here. You look for the greens. That's the wind going to the radar. The red is the wind going away. And when you see it kind of linking up like this, getting really tight, this is an area of concern right in this vicinity. So Holland, you would be in the path of this potential rotation. It's just now east of Adolphus, so you are okay. And it really is out of that purple polygon. It's down to the south here where I'm starting to see that tightening up of the rotation there. It has gone past, but some town names in the path would be Holland, Acresville, and Gamaliel. You're in the path of this at 8:28, so probably in less than a half an hour if this holds together, but it may just become a severe thunderstorm warning because it has weakened or broadened out the rotation. Now, we still have a large severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Davidson, Robertson, Sumner, and Wilson counties until 8:15. Again, this storm is getting very noisy. Look at all that lightning over Goodlettsville. I would not be surprised if we're going to get power outages there as well. Up through Portland, we've had reports of 70 mile per hour winds through Springfield and a lot of other spots like Ashland City. Nashville, you're about to get under all this. We're probably under it right now. It's hard to tell because I'm inside, but I am hearing that. And then we should also be on generator, folks, upstairs if you're listening to me, because we'll probably have lightning right around. Okay, good to hear. Thank you. Cheatham, Davidson, Rutherford, and Williamson County. This is in effect until 8:15 here. We're breaking down each polygon for you. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour. Also hail with this. Very heavy downpours. Again, the rain is coming down at about at least a half an inch to an inch in every 15 minutes. So it's very torrential rain or torrential rain as it comes on down. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. I want to get right to that one. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the new one here. Okay. Yes. All right. So we have that tornado warning, but it looks like now as we extend farther to the east, it is going to become a severe thunderstorm warning with a tag of a tornado possible because, of course, we have that broadening rotation with it. But it looks like it's broadened up enough to just warrant that severe thunderstorm warning, which is great news for that. Now, lots of hail with this, too, guys, from Scottsville, Adolphus down to Portland there. And then you can see very strong winds. Now, there's that couplet right in that area here, the green, the red. We got to watch these because here's the thing. They may strengthen, then they may weaken, then they may strengthen back up. So we're all watching all that in particular there. Now back down to where we were just at, I wanted to show you that new severe thunderstorm warning, which has been extended east for parts of Kentucky. But we do have that one in effect, and then we also have this one for Hickman, Lewis, Perry, and Wayne counties until 8:15 in the evening. Again, for wind gusts in excess of 60, lots of lightning, heavy downpours, and of course, some hail. So here is a big storm track on this entire path because areas east of I-65, you haven't gotten into so much stuff yet, but you're about to. Franklin, you're about to see this at about 8:06. Mount Juliet, 8:12. Spring Hill, 8:24. 8:30 in Columbia, and then Mount Pleasant, 8:37. Unionville, 9:01. Woodbury at about 9:17. So we have several areas that we are watching in particular here. The one in particular just strengthened back up. I was watching that one. Are you doing that right now?
Well, I'm looking at it. If you look at Max 2 right now, I've got that one. It's still there, and it hadn't completely gone away. And it's sort of going a little bit south of due east, which means if it wants to hang together, and I see it's moved a little bit from that could end up clipping into northern sections of Macon County. We do not have a tornado warning for Macon County right now, but I just want to let you know, I'm sure our National Weather Service friends are on top of this as they always are. And you can see that red and that green area where I have the little circle going around. That's right on the border with Kentucky and Tennessee. And as I show a little bit of a time lapse over 15 minutes, you can see that sort of going east-southeast. So it's making a little bit of a south of due east run there. So that could end up clipping parts of northern Macon County. I'll trust our own National Weather Service. They're the experts there. And if they deem that a tornado, they will issue a tornado warning on that. So they're the experts on that, and we're going to let them take care of that. But that's something they'll be watching for you closely. We'll look at that debris signature. We are still starting to see some sort of blues in there. Again, they're not lined up quite where you would expect them to be, but some of it is close to where that debris, where that gate-to-gate winds, or that's where the what we call that red next to the green is concerned, but not exactly your normal orientation for seeing debris there. So we're going to continue to monitor that as it goes east, just south a little bit due east there in Kentucky. It's not anywhere in the tornado warned area of Kentucky. It moves south out of that area, but it's right along the border with Kentucky. Now, Daniel was mentioning widening out the view to let everybody else pick out where they live there. And again, Murfreesboro, you've got the storm sort of knocking on your door here shortly. Daniel, I see a new severe thunderstorm warning now coming out for eastern parts of Wilson County. Looks like that also covers Smith County, all of Trousdale County, Macon County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. Also extending over to Jackson County, and also it looks like parts of Pickett County as well, and Clay County, I should say, just north of Gainesboro and Jackson County. So that's the newest severe thunderstorm warning. But you can see we have severe thunderstorm warnings lining this entire line of storms. I got that one nice wide view on where everybody can pick out where they live in relation to these storms and see where they are. And you can see right now, if you're in Wilson County, they've now crossed out of Davidson County. Some new ones have actually formed there really close to that exact area. And those might be coming out sort of out of a little outflow boundary. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to zoom into the southeastern corner of Davidson County, and you watch these new storms just all of a sudden form right now, right out in front of the old storms that were already moving through Nashville. We might be seeing what we call a little gust front coming out of those. Those storms right there, and those could be moving into Lebanon as well as the rest of Wilson County, and of course those could be giving you those 60 to maybe 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as they make their way. So you can see these severe thunderstorm warnings now extend. I'll just try to name off as many counties as I can. The new ones now would be parts of Clay, western parts of Jackson, now Macon County. Also, as you can see, pretty much almost all of Wilson County except the far southern sections, Sumner County, and then stretching to northwestern parts of Rutherford County, not including Murfreesboro yet, but you will get the storms eventually in Murfreesboro as well. Some of that firing up into Smyrna and Laverne, and now pushing down towards Williamson County. Of course, Davidson County's in this warning, Robertson and Sumner counties, though most of Robertson County is just about getting clear of the worst of the storms. Most of that in Sumner County, now stretching through Williamson and further to the southwest, northwestern and northern sections of Murray County to Hickman County, Lewis County, northern parts of Wayne County, and also the southern half of Perry County from Loboville southward, as you can see. So that's the wide view, so everybody can pick out exactly where they live in relation to these storms. Now, as far as our tornado warning is concerned, Danielle, what is our status on that? I know you've been watching that for us very closely.
Yeah, I've been watching it, so I want to let you know that they have they went with a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible in it, and they are watching it very carefully, but they are going to drop this tornado warning, I think, at 8:15.
Because it's not even in the tornado warning.
Well, before I get to that, I want to just tell you this, too. We just got some reports from Kristian County. There's a large debris field at least a half a mile wide on an Amish farm. That's not good news. That's where that confirmed potential tornado was spotted. So definitely a lot of pictures and videos coming out of Kristian County right now, so that's definitely going to be a damaged area. One thing that came out of thing was Allen County reported wind gusts close to 50 miles an hour. They are worried about a new notch, a new couplet forming, so we're going to see if potentially we get a new tornado warning. But I'm going to get right over here and just zoom down and show you where that notch is. Uh-oh, it is starting to tighten up a little bit here. So we're watching this one here. You see the bright red. The bright green is the wind going to the radar. The bright red is the wind going away from the radar. And when you see it linking up like that, just right over Holland, I would be telling you right now, even though you're not under a tornado warning, to take your tornado precautions just in case. That is where the new notch has formed. So it's really south. That could be a tornado possible in that area. But this is a severe thunderstorm warned storm, and we're watching this. I'm going to zoom down to some street names and show you. It's right near Bandy Road, Highland Church Road, Omar Johnson Road. It's going to also be near a few other areas like along Hollow Road, near Creek Road, it looks like. And now we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I'm going to click into here and see what that one is for. Okay, so this is now expanding into Rutherford County. We're expanding down towards Unionville into Columbia. We've got several now warnings coming across. You know, basically it's this whole line that's been severe thunderstorm warned. It's now continuing to push east, so heads up Rutherford County. All this activity is headed in your direction next, with obviously wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour. I want to go back to this zoomed-in area here, the greens, the reds, right in here. That's where I'm a little concerned with. It is moving now to the north and east. That new track just even shifted a bit farther north and east. Watching that one real carefully here. Looks like it's almost, again, taking a jog to the right. I don't like the look of that as it heads towards Bug Tussle at about 817, Acresville at about 812, and Gamaliel at about 823. Hesstand, you'll see this at about 8:37. So we're watching several areas. Again, we're on continuous coverage because we do have that tornado warning through 8:15. They have not dropped it just yet, but we do have several new severe thunderstorm warnings. This one for Bedford, Marshall, Rutherford, and Williamson counties. And then we have a new one up here in southern Kentucky for Allen, Barron, and Edmonson counties until 8:30. We also have this new one here that has been extended out for Allen, Barron, Edmonton, and then other ones out towards Hopkinsville and Fountain Run. So several severe thunderstorm warnings at this hour. We are still going live, though, because we do have that tornado warning, although the rotation has really dropped out of the area, and that is the concern, that it has really dropped out of the area. So I want to show you what's going on here and just talk about this a little bit more. So, again, let me look at this real fast and see. We are at, okay, we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for now. Lawrence, Murray, Wayne, Giles, and Marshall County. So, you know, a lot of this is turning into a severe thunderstorm warning, which is good. We still got this tornado warning at 8:15. We've got it for another about 8 minutes. Robertson County, we've also got some damage coming out from you. Now, we've heard about many power outages and stuff, but there's a large tree that fell on a house on Main Street in Springfield, but the family got out safely, which is great news. We just got a tornado warning. Here we go again. I'm going to, yeah, let's do it, okay? By the way, Jared Plushnick is with me. He's going to be driving me on this tornado warning. And here we go, and let's talk a little bit more about it. If you can clear that off too, Jared, let's go into this. So, yes, we were just talking about this. Oh, now a new one. So, new rotation has just formed for Davidson, Rutherford, Wilson counties until 8:45. So, see, anything can quickly spin up here. We're looking for the greens and reds. Oh, I see that over, it looks like it maybe even down there, or even one near Smyrna, too. There's two different areas. Okay, so this area right in here, as you can see, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Davidson, Rutherford, he's doing a little spin for you. You see the green, the red. When they notch up like this is an area of concern. So it's right by Hobson Pike. It's right just near Stones River Road. This is going to be headed towards Barnett Road, Pole Knobs Recreational Area, Jones Mill Road. Heads up. This is one notch I'm watching in particular here. There's a couple. I'm a little concerned with this because it looks like there's one maybe there. Is there anything down there too towards Smyrna? Am I just seeing that? I might be seeing things now. But there looks like there's a little bit of red and green in that area as well. So watching two areas of concern. That one looks very tight though right there. So there is concern for this one, guys. This is for Davidson, Rutherford counties. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to put a storm track on this and a tornado warned storm now. So again, it's going to be in Sand Hill at about 8:10. Folks, if you are on that path length and you're seeing that there, and we'll drive that out again and show you this, but if you're seeing your city on this, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. If you live in this purple polygon, this does include folks living along Interstate 840, Interstate 24. Okay. Oh no, we have a new tornado warning now.
In northern Macon County.
Okay, so now we've got two. All right, well, let's isolate. Let's go to each one. All right, so here's the new one. Okay, so we've got a new tornado warning now. This is for Clay, Jackson, and Macon County. So things are getting a little bit more intense, folks, tonight. Again, these things are starting to spin. Yep, this is the one we were watching this whole time here. You can kind of see the greens, the bright reds. They have now issued issued a tornado warning here. This is for Acresville Road right in here. You need to take your tornado precautions right now in Acresville Road. Get down to your lowest level, center of a room with no windows. You see right in there, there's tight rotation in there. And this one has been jogging to the right. And when it jogs to the right, that is when you can see a potential for a tornado potentially even making it to the ground. I wonder if there's anything on debris tracker.
If you go to Max 2, I saw a little bit. If we go to Max 2,
okay.
I'll have to show you what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm
right
going
there.
back one scan. Now, this is going back one scan. That right there was right when they were about to issue the tornado warning. I think they saw that.
Okay, there
circling. Now, I'll go forward, and you'll see that move and not look as prominent. It sort of becomes a little line.
Yeah.
But that's probably what prompted the tornado warning. They were seeing the gate-to-gate winds or these red right next to the green all along. But when they saw that, I think that pretty much made the decision for them to issue this tornado warning, Danielle.
Okay, so this is the new tornado warning. Okay, so we've got two. Let's break both of them down for everybody. So let's make everybody that's coming in and just viewing us. Let's go down to Davidson real fast. I want to go down to that tornado warning if we can and show you that one too, because that's one that is particularly about to hit a bunch of different areas, and I want to zoom down in that area. You can see. So we have one for Davidson, Rutherford, Wilson counties until 8:45 in the evening. Again, it has been prompted because it is Doppler radar indicated. We do have some strong areas, and I'm really concerned in this area here, down here, but I'm more concerned, Jared, if you want to go down farther, I think towards, right there, there's a green, there's a red right there near Lakewood Drive. That would be going towards Pole Knobs recreational area. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but Lakewood Drive, you should be taking your tornado precautions. This is headed towards Old Jones Mill Road, Weekly Lane, Rockdale Fellowship Road. All this area you see, if you are under this right now, you need to take your tornado precautions going down to the lowest level. Here's the other thing. It's now 8:11 at night. It is dark out there, folks, so you're not going to see the storm if it is actually happening, okay? So that is really important. The other thing is it's going to have torrential downpours with it, so it would be rain wrapped. And the other thing is wind gusts are in excess of 60 miles an hour with the storm. So you're also dealing with strong winds out ahead of it. Now, we did put a storm track as it moves to the east-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So, yes, it looks like it's going to be around Nashville Super Speedway. Oh, wow, at 8:20. Silver Hill at about 8:25. And then Vine, you'll see this at about 8:25 as well. So we're watching that storm in particular right there. That is one that we're watching. And then we've got another one. Now, is there any debris on that? I don't know if there is anything yet.
We'll go back down and see.
CC? No, doesn't look like.
Right there, you see that?
That looks like there's a little dot right in there, maybe. If we can go back a little bit and see, because that would be right over, where are we at when we're looking at that? Let's go back one or two and see if it looks like it pops up, because that would not be good. Okay, it's hard to tell.
It's not too concentrated, but it's definitely showing some signs. If you look back at velocity, it is a tight rotation, probably be a weak tornado, but still 70, 80 mile an hour winds within that. It's probably a pretty good bet.
Yep.
But this is right between, just north of Laverne, kind of right by the Smyrna Rutherford County Airport, Trigger Island. This is on the south section of Percy Priest, Fall Creek Recreation Area, Lee Victory Recreational Park. If you're by Pool Knob Recreation Area, Hurricane Creek Recreation Area, kind of that area by the Smyrna Rutherford County Airport. That's where that rotation is.
Okay, so let's go down. Where's Smyrna Airport? Let's go down into this, because where is that one at, actually? Because Smyrna's down south more.
Yes. So
northwestern Rutherford County.
Yeah, the airport is just to the north of Smyrna, so kind of where that rotation is.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got that one right there that we're watching, and then we also have the other storm. Let's go down now.
If you want, I'll take over the Macon County storm.
Okay, go ahead. Yep, go ahead,
David. If you want
Davis.
to take Max 2 for me right now, I've got a storm track on this right now, and I'm going to go back. And first of all, you can see Lafayette in Macon County right there. If you look, you can see we're up in the northwestern corner, eastern corner of Middle Tennessee. Here's Lafayette. This is Macon County, and you can see that red next to green couplet right there. Now, I want to go to the storm track here, and it's showing places like Red Bowling Springs by around 8:19, Miles Crossroads 8:25, Bowles 8:29, Moss 8:32, Richville at 8:33, Arcot 8:37, Salina over in Clay County by 8:40 and 8:44 for Neely's Crossroads. It mentioned Sunrise by 8:14. Again, that's up in the Macon County area. Now, what Danielle and Jared are tracking right now is the one that's approaching northwestern parts of Rutherford County, east of downtown Nashville right now. And I want to send it back to them because we're sort of going to toggle back and forth between all the different tornado warnings. Back to you, Danielle.
Okay, here we go. I'm trying to get in on radar and get kind of a little show together here just to show you what's going on. We're watching a few things in particular here. I want to look at the velocity products, obviously, and see what's happening here. and see where we're looking at this again. There's some notching right in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, Catchville Pike, that's right by Long Hunter State Park.
Okay, there we go. There's some good. So let me just, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get a storm track on this one real fast. How fast is it moving?
Okay, we're going to go down to
Let's
that
see,
one.
it's
I'll check it
going
for you.
at, let's
Hold on.
see.
I'm clicking on it right
It's
now.
going
It'll
east
show up.
at 40 miles an hour.
Okay, so here we go.
So it's a pretty quick one.
It's a pretty quick one. Okay, so I'm going to get in this, and then if you want to zoom down, because I want to show street names, so I think it's super important because we're seeing a signature on that one, so we want to make sure we're watching
Yeah, so
it
this
carefully.
is the what people are watching here. This black line right here, that is the northern extent of Rutherford County, southern extent of Wilson County. So by Smyrna and Watertown, that's exactly where this one
Well,
is.
and I want to show you that real quick.
Oops.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I was going to say real fast, if you pull out for a second. Do you see all that lightning right in there? Oh, okay. Oh.
What's something going on with the mouse? Sorry about that.
Here, let me just move it over to S1. There we go. I'm not there. I think
there we go.
there we go. All right.
Oh.
Nope, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's something going on with the mouse.
Okay. All right, let's get back up over if we can.
Can we go to Max 2 real quick?
Yeah, Max 2, we're just in a wide view right now, trying to show a wide view of the entire line of storms.
There we go.
So
I got it.
pick okay, they've cleared up the mouse problem here on Max 1. You can go back to Max 1.
All right, I want to get back right to this because this is the tornado warning. It's for Rutherford, it's for Wilson counties here until 8:45. Oh, it's starting to really notch up here. Bright reds, bright greens right in this area here. This is not good news, folks. If you live in this area, Weekly Lane, Jones Mill Road, it's right over you right now. Rockdale Fellowship Road, you need to take your tornado precautions right now, okay, folks, because this is getting tighter by the minute. This means that this is probably translating to the ground. I would not be surprised. I want to show you this again. The bright greens, the bright reds, again. I want to show you what's going on here. It's near Henley Road. You can see that right in this area here. This is where we would be seeing that tornado, that signature right in that area there. So then again, this is moving, and we're watching it very carefully to the east at about 40 miles an hour. So we put a storm tracker on that. Is the mouse not working very well?
Yeah, the mouse isn't working.
Okay, you know what, let me take over.
Yeah, why don't you get in there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the mouse. Davis, you got something over there real quick so I can fix stuff?
Yeah, we can. I'm showing you. I'll go back and forth. There's the Macon County situation. It's still there, but it doesn't look as pronounced as it was. You see that green and the red right there. That's northeast suburbs of Lafayette, making its way east-southeast through parts of Macon County. What Danielle was trying to show now, we're going to zoom down, and this is much more wound up. You can really see the reds and the greens pretty wound up here. These are the reds going away from the radar, greens going towards the radar as they enter this tornado watch box, and that's moving towards the east-southeast. Jared, you say it's 40 miles per hour, is that correct?
Yeah, 40 miles an hour.
I'm going to go ahead and...
it's right by the Smyrna Rutherford County Airport.
All right, I have to adjust my speed to 40, and then I can do a quick storm track on that while you guys reboot and try to get things settled away over that way. And again, this is going through the northern parts of, I want to widen this out just a little bit. Give me one more shot at this. This is going through right across southwestern Wilson County, northern parts of Rutherford County, just north of Smyrna, just to the sort of east of Percy Priest Lake and sort of the Four Corners Marina area, and making its way towards just a little bit south of due east, that is. Here's some of the times of arrival we would have for Mona by 8:20, Silver Hill by 8:22. I'll put that in motion also. Holloway by 8:23. That red and that green is what you want to follow coming in from the left out of Davidson County into northern parts of Rutherford County, right along the Rutherford County-Wilson County line, and it's about to cross 840 right now. So you can see 840, that's the highway you see that I'm putting the arrow to right now. Just about to cross 840.
So it's headed towards Walter Hill.
Yeah, and there's Noreen by 828, Canesville 830, Cherry Valley 834, Watertown 836, Milton 837, Auburntown 841, Alexandria 843. So I'm going to stop the movement now, but you can definitely see a definite couplet there. Thought we would check that debris signature one more time if I could pull that up and see if anything pops up. It's a little north of there, and I can't guarantee. Sometimes these debris signatures are not totally clear. We see a little bit of what we call low correlation coefficient, or the particles are not correlating, meaning they're different sizes. That's not too far from where our velocity couplet is, but I can't guarantee you that's a solid debris signature. It doesn't look like, you know, your 100% guaranteed debris signature, so we're not going to definitely guarantee that right now. But that definite couplet, there's no doubt about the winds, the conflicting winds that we're seeing right there entering that tornado warning. And again, this is a tornado warning, just to reiterate for everybody. This is for Rutherford and Wilson County, particularly the northern sections of Rutherford County, southern sections of Wilson County, really riding right along the border and I-840 that extends south from I-40 out of Wilson County, right across the border with Rutherford County, not far from the racetrack, the huge National Super Speedway that's not being used as much anymore, but it's right near that area, right along 840. So if you know anybody driving down 840 right now, this particular possible tornado is crossing right across that 840. I put it into motion. You see that couplet of red and green right next to one another, making its way right, just straddling the border with Wilson and Rutherford counties.
Yeah, right towards Walter Hill.
Yeah, Walter Hill.
Walter
It wasn't on my
Hill.
Stormtracker. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jared, because Walter Hill is a populated area, and we'll zoom down there, and there's 840 right there, and Highway 452, the exit right there, and you can literally see this. I'm going to erase that circulation and sort of show you a little tighter of the view right here, going across 840 and 452. And we're going to zoom down a little bit further still and see if anything's like Mona Road, which is crosses right into 840, as you can see. It's literally right at the Mona Road area and Highway 452 where that junctions with 840 and crosses across 840. That'll sort of parallel Mona Road. Now, Highway 231 is next on the list here, as you can see it making way towards 231. And there's Walter Hill that Jared mentioned. We're hoping that that stays just a little north of Walter Hill as it heads maybe east, southeast, more or less maybe in this direction. Walter Hill being just to the south of that, if we're looking at Max 2 right now, and yes, we are. And but you can see the southern suburbs of Watertown. Go ahead, Jared.
Well, also, look at that red maximum right there towards
Walter Hill. Actually,
that's, if you stop the radar,
could be a monstrous inflow going in that.
Stop the radar there. Click on that.
Right.
And click on the bright red.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to regular velocity, and this will be regular velocity. So yeah, look at. Well, I'm sorry. Let me turn off the warning. I know how to do it. We'll get it. But I just unfortunately had to do that for a second. See where these purples are. This is going to be 70 miles an hour or more. Yeah. 78 mile per hour winds. Whether we have a tornado in the Walter Hill area or not, you can see 78 mile per hour wind gusts. Now, when I look at the actual circulation center, that's a little further north. But look at how much wind is coming underneath this thing, as Jared just mentioned. That's a very good point, Jared, that you brought up right there.
Davis, can I get in here?
Go ahead, please do.
Okay, because I just want to talk about this because it's getting more serious. They're saying there definitely is a possible tornado now with this cell, so I'm going to get into it and get down with it. They said there is a possible tornado east of Smyrna Airport, along with winds of 80 miles an hour, like you were just mentioning. They're also talking about all these tree limbs down in different areas like Thompson Station, Mount Pleasant. Tons of different areas dealing with it. There's also shutters taken off a house near Hunter State Park. So there's a lot going on right now. First, I want to get to this one. We have one warning that we haven't even been talking about. We want to get back to those folks up in Clay and Jackson, Macon County. We're on one right now, please. And if you want to get a show together, it'd be great so we can get stuff going. We got Macon, Jackson, and Clay counties until 8:45. It's for this area and here. So we're watching this one. Still has rotation with this one, folks. It's just now north and east of Red Boilings Road. You see the greens. That's the wind going to the radar, the red going away from the radar. These are two areas of concern right in there. Now, it just moved on me as I made that, so it would actually be right in this area here that we would see it. It looks like it just dropped off that warning, which is great news. But we still have, okay, so that tornado warning has been dropped up for the north, which just happened to me as we were watching that. Now, I want to get to Rutherford and Wilson County because this is the more serious situation and the one we're watching very, very carefully here. So I want to show you Stormtracker Radar right now. As you can see, lots of heavy downpours with this cell, and I do want to zoom out of here and see what's going on. Yes?
Just a point of interest, it's right by the Nissan plant.
Nissan's plant,
This is right near the Nissan plant.
Okay, Nissan plant. Let's do this. Okay, so let me get out of this here because, unfortunately, my stuff just zoomed out real fast here. I'm looking to see where's the Nissan plant. How do I find the Nissan plant?
It's on the north. It's right where that circulation was. It was just north of Smyrna,
That would be the best.
north of downtown Smyrna. But where you see that, where those reds are, right there, that's where we're getting some 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds right by Walter Hill.
It looks like the last scan, though, the rotation weakened a bit. It's still strong winds, but it doesn't look as strong green to red right there.
Right.
Yes, there it is. So, okay, so where we go. There goes. It looks like it's almost going away a little bit. It was right there. Then it's kind of faded out, almost looks like a little bit on this last scan here.
Looks like they're trying to reissue the tornado warning.
Yeah, they are.
No, it's continuing.
Yeah, continuing, yeah.
One thing I can say is what, Jared, you mentioned, just on the south side of where that circulation was, right near the Walter Hill area, you still got some very strong winds. If we go to max 2 right now, Jared was pointing this out. Even though this was south of the circulation, I need to take off my storm warnings here to show you coming into the Walter Hill area, these winds will be 62 to close to 70 miles an hour. That says 63 right there. Going across 840, we got 67-mile-per-hour winds. So they're not quite in the 70-mile-per-hour value, but if you're in Walter Hill, you definitely got winds that will do damage as they move through the area. The circulation center, as Danielle was saying, just to the north, doesn't look as well defined, but I tell you what, those winds around the south side of that situation going across 840 into the Walter Hill area, which is right on Highway 231, are very, very strong. I'll zoom down some of those purples. There's West Jefferson Pike. This is 840, as you can see. And where you see those purples, that's right along Highway 231. Those are where the strongest winds would be. There's a 70-mile-per-hour gust there, just across Jefferson Pike, approaching Holly Grove Road, 69 miles per hour. This is all crossing Highway 231 right now. And, Jared, that was an incredible, good observation you made a moment ago, that even though that circulation center was just to the north, coming in from the south, we had some really strong gusts. And that's all going right across Highway 231 right now in the Walter Hill area, pretty much approaching 70 miles per hour. Las Casas, let me see, I may have to shorten this a little bit, but Las Casas may, if this is moving east-southeast, it's sort of coming your way down to East Jefferson Pike. So Las Casas in northern parts of Rutherford County, north of the Murfreesboro area, could be seeing that as well. But if you're in Walter Hill right now, you're experiencing these strong winds that are approaching 70 miles per hour. They have been 70 miles per hour at times. Right now, Doppler estimated at 69 miles per hour, crossing across Highway 231, just having crossed 840 and making their way east-southeast down East Jefferson Pike towards the Las Casas area. So that's been some very, very strong straight line winds, more than likely right there, although there was the possibility of a tornado just to the north of that, and we still have that tornado warning. Though, as Danielle was mentioning, we don't see that. You don't see the green anymore.
That's what I'm concerned.
A little bit.
There's strong winds. There's still going to be strong winds up to about 70, 80 miles an hour, but the concern is I don't see the rotation as, if you wanted to go over to max 1
There's a little of that green right there, but really, I'm more concerned about those winds around Walter Hill that Jared pointed out.
And what you should do is, whether you're in a tornado warning or not, if you have winds like this coming your way, imagine if it was a tornado warning, you need to get away from exterior walls and windows, because there can be quite a bit of debris that flies around easily, flying around, especially with winds like this. And there could be, unfortunately, maybe some damage due to some trees falling, because when you have winds like this, I mean, you can have anything come down, trees, power lines. You need to be careful and try to get in an interior room while winds like this are coming your way.
Let's go over to Weather 1, can we please, folks, because I want to zoom into some of these areas that are experiencing these probably 80-mile-per-hour winds right now. Obviously, Walter Hill's the big city, but I want to talk about street names. Holly Grove Road, Dunaway Chapel Road, you're dealing with this. Jefferson Pike is experiencing this. All of this is going to be coming at you, too. Valley View Road, Milestone Creek, Las Casas. You would be in the direct path of the storm. This is coming to you next. It's ferocious, very strong wind gusts with this. I'm not seeing much in the way of the rotation right now, though. That's one thing I'm noticing that we are losing. But the bright winds would indicate 80-mile-per-hour winds. That's what the National Weather Service is saying. Just so you know, 80-mile-per-hour winds is the strength of an EF0 tornado. So Jared mentioned a good thing, too. You need to take tornado precautions almost like it's happening, because this can easily blow over trees, power lines. And you see they have shrunk the tornado warning box now down, but they're still continuing it looks like, through National Weather Service chat, too, right?
Yeah. Do you mind if I point out a few areas of interest? These winds are heading towards Dunaway's Chapel United Methodist Church, King's Chapel, Independence, Las Casas United Methodist Church, St. John's United Methodist Church. These are the churches that you go to or live near. You need to take shelter immediately and again get away from those exterior walls and windows. Canesville Methodist Church, as well as Dayspring Baptist Fellowship and Bradley's Creek Baptist Church. So again, those churches, if you live around there or if you go there, make sure to get inside and stay away from those exterior walls and windows. But Danielle, this is a huge line that's affecting everybody.
Right, and that's what I want to show you, because I know we've been concentrating, because we have to concentrate on the tornado warnings, because that's the most important thing and the most detrimental thing. But the thing is, all of this line is causing winds in excess of 60 to about 70 miles an hour as they pound on through to the south and east at about 40 miles an hour. They are racing here. Tons of lightning, torrential downpour. We're hearing about numerous storm reports coming in for trees down, power down, structural damage. Tons of things happening right now along this entire line right here. And you notice, you look for the lightning to jump up, and it is jumping up right around that purple polygon. So even though we may not have the rotation, it may not be as strong as it once was, it's not to say that we could not have really strong wind gusts. Remember, wind gusts in excess of 80 miles an hour are as strong as an EF0 tornado. So once again, we are on air. We are staying with you. We are keeping you safe. If you live in this purple polygon, you need to still be taking your tornado precautions, because that wind can do excess damage. Get down to the lowest level, a room with no windows, preferably a basement, a closet, a bathroom. Super important you do that, folks. We've had lots of little spin-ups, couplets come through tonight, and I would not be surprised if we find a lot more in the way of damage reports later. Now, again, I'm going to zoom down here and show you that bright red is now just east of Walter Hill. And in this area here, it's about to go over East Jefferson Pike. Las Casas, you are the next city in the path of these strong winds. And we are talking about 80-mile-per-hour winds. Yes, Jerry?
Right, so now we have power out in Walter Hill.
Okay.
So if you live in Las Casas or anywhere to the east, if you have any friends that live in Walter Hill, please give them updates about what's happening right now.
Right.
On top of that, we also have some structural damage in Robertson County from that possible tornado earlier. But again, this is kind of the main show right here, Danielle. I mean, there's just straight line winds, like you said, near the EF0 tornado strength. So pretend there's a there is a tornado warning.
Well, there is a tornado warning, so you need to actually almost take your precautions. That's what I would definitely do. And, you know, with the power being out, that means Las Casas is not too long before the power's out in you. You can see there's those bright red coloring right there near East Jefferson Pike. Las Casas, this is coming right at you. You're going to lose power pretty quickly. Hopefully you've charged your cell phones. Please get on the internet. Make sure you have us on streaming us, because we do coverage online, so you can continue to watch us, because if we get any more tornado warnings, you're going to want to know about all of this. Now, I did put a storm track on this, although it's racing to the east at about 45 miles an hour. Some areas in the path of these 80-mile-per-hour winds. Las Casas, Auburntown, you're in the path. Gasaway, you're also in the path. So heads up, Milton. This is all going to be within your area in about a couple minutes, Las Casas. So get ready for those strong 80-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to knock out power pretty much instantaneously. Milton, you're coming up next for that in less than 10 minutes. And then Auburntown, you would see this at about 8:46. Folks, this is a very dangerous situation. Again, it's now nighttime. You're not going to see this as it comes through. If we do start to get quick spin-ups, they would be rain wrapped. It's dark. You need to be treating it like it is actual tornado happening.
And if you live in Milton, Halls Hill Pike, if you live right around there, and also 96, kind of that intersection right in downtown Milton, that's exactly where this wind is headed towards. Okay,
so heads up, folks, there. Jared's giving you some play-by-play on where you are. So Milton, Las Casas, this is about to be right over you. Milton, it's coming over you next. Auburntown, you are up for this too. So folks, be prepared for these very strong winds. And then we also have, as you notice, this entire line lit up, you know, basically from southern Kentucky all the way down to Waynesboro. Don't want to forget about you folks down to the south and west. You're all still dealing with those strong, damaging winds, lightning, hail, and all of this is moving to the south and east at about 40 miles an hour. All right, Davis, let's go over to you for the storm track.
I got an updated storm track. I did this about 2 minutes ago here, so at least it's fairly current here. Las Casas, really, it's right upon you as we speak here. Lofton, 8:35. There's Milton, as you were mentioning, Danielle, by 8:41. Round Top, 8:44. Auburntown, 8:46. And again, you've heard already that as this storm went through the Walter Hill area, we have power outages there. So obviously there's going to be trees and power lines down there. Liberty by 8:49, Gasaway 8:53, Snows Hill 8:58, 9 o'clock for Mount Ararat. And again, some of these wind gusts have been easily up into the almost 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. And this last count that I looked at, we were approaching 70 miles an hour. And these purples here, this is moving into Las Casas here. I tell you what I could probably do is if you'll take this full, right there along Valley View Road, if we could take Max 2 full for me, I'm going to label that particular little purple area that you see, and that area is right in Las Casas as we were training. If I can get my mouse to work now. This little purple area moving into Las Casas right now, trying to show 68-mile-per-hour winds right along Valley View Road. So this is just what came through Walter Hill, and that's now making its way into right along Las Casas and eventually Milton. But right now, 68-mile-per-hour winds coming right down East Jefferson Pike into Las Casas area, Farmhouse Road. You can see Betty Ford Road, and that's going to make its way continuing. As Jared just mentioned, Milton would be down the road next. That's Highway 96. You see Auburntown, Cottrill. You can also see Woodbury over in Cannon County. By the way, look at Murfreesboro, folks. We have to zoom down to Murfreesboro. We got some pretty good straight line winds right now. Looks like that's right over near MTSU.
Yeah, that's exactly where
Medical
it is.
Center.
My goodness.
Camera.
Yeah, we'll try to pull that up. Looks like MTSU, you're getting wind gusts that could be 65 to 69 miles per hour. As you can see right there in the eastern suburbs of the Murfreesboro area, not just eastern suburbs, but other suburbs around the northern sections as well. I'll try to label as many little, these purplish areas that you see are the strongest winds. But right around MTSU, we could be having some power outages and some downed trees in that area as well, as these winds are all running in the 60-mile-per-hour category right across the eastern sections. There's Middle Tennessee State University Boulevard. I'll erase that so you can see better, but I can zoom right on down where you see these purples. We've got some very, very strong winds coming out of Halls Hill Pike, as you can see, in Murfreesboro. So Murfreesboro, you're getting strong damaging winds as we speak, moving through the MTSU area and also other parts of Murfreesboro as well. I don't want to just see MTSU, but it just so happened that when I saw that pink and that purple where the strongest winds were, it just so happened to be right near MTSU. I'll see, Danielle, do you have something?
Yeah.
I'll try to pull up the camera.
Yeah, if you can do
while
that.
take Max
Okay.
1.
I was going to say, I don't want to forget about everybody else too, because obviously we have that tornado warning. We have really strong winds in that area, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I don't want to forget about my folks out to the north and east. Clay, Fentress, Overton, and Pickett counties. This is in effect until 9:15 for wind gusts 60 to 70 miles an hour. Also hail and very heavy downpours, and of course a lot of lightning. So folks living on the plateau, this is all headed to you folks next. Right now, just severe thunderstorm warning, but still, remember, all these wind gusts up to 70 to 80 miles an hour can do a ton of damage. So let me just go real fast if I can and show you the whole entire line, because you can see this line is severe thunderstorm warning through Murfreesboro down to Columbia and over to Waynesboro. And yes, you can expect wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour, but we are on air continuously because of this tornado warned storm. And even though the rotation looks like it may have dropped off a bit, we still have really strong wind gusts. So Las Casas, it is right over you right now, and I'll show you that in just a second here. You can see the bright reds. It's right over Las Casas. East Compton Road, you're probably dealing with that. Canesville Pike headed to you next. And as I pull out here, I did put a little bit of a storm track on these strong wind gusts. Bryansville, you're going to be up for this. Auburntown could get those wind gusts pretty quickly in the next, I'd say, 10 minutes or so, or maybe even less. And then, as you know, Davis was mentioning, just east of Murfreesboro there, Halls Hill Pike, you're dealing with bright red, coloring, which is strong wind gusts, maybe 70 to 80 miles an hour. And I know Jared was looking at some stuff around there that was dealing with it as well. And then we do have a storm tracker on this one for you too. Cottrill, you're going to see this at about 8:42. Reedyville at about 8:47, and then you'll see this in Culpeper at about 8:50, and then Woodbury at about 8:55. So right now, really hard to see where that exact rotation would be, but still you need to treat these areas in Rutherford County as if they are tornado warnings, because wind gusts to 80 miles an hour are the same as an EF0 tornado, okay? And it's just straight line wind damage is what you're dealing with, okay? We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I just want to see what's going on there. Okay, these are down for our southernmost counties now. So Franklin, Lincoln, and Moore, you folks haven't seen much yet, but it's all coming to you next. Franklin, Lincoln, and Moore, you are going to have wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour, hail, heavy downpours. Right now, nothing is happening just yet, but it's all coming to you very soon. Again, these bright reds just east of Murfreesboro, very concerning. Of course, just east of Las Casas, too. Cottrill, you're next for this. This is all coming to you. And we got to watch this system in particular, because bright red bright reds in the radar are indicating very strong wind gusts. Oh, new severe thunderstorm warning too. Let's go right to that one and see what this one is about. Looks like, okay, this is a good news though with this storm. Even though it's tornado warned right now, and it is still tornado warned until 8:45, they are extending out a severe thunderstorm warning, which means that they may not continue that tornado warning because it looks like it's now really just strong damaging winds. But remember, these are not low winds. These are winds in excess of 80 miles an hour. That can do a ton of damage, okay? That can shake cars. That can do a lot. So we are watching that carefully. Also, still some hail with this cell. And, of course, you see those bright reds in the radar. That is definitely going to be some strong wind gusts. But look at that. Right near Murfreesboro, near Cottrell, too. We're seeing all those strong damaging winds, and all that is headed up towards Woodbury next there.
And we can't forget Brandywine as well.
Brandywine, okay, there we go.
We've got a live camera right now. I believe this is one of the Murfreesboro city cameras here along I-24 and Highway 96. I assume this is the Old Fort Parkway. There where Highway 96 intersects I-24 in the Murfreesboro area, and you could see the traffic still moving, but that camera was shaking in the wind there. That's where some of the strong winds just sort of went across a little while ago. They're a little bit east of there, now the strongest of the winds, but that is a picture sort of from the Rutherford County area right now as these strong storms moved on through. And meanwhile, Danielle, if we go to Max 2 right now, we do have some new severe thunderstorm warnings to see, but on Max 2, I've got all the wind damage reports you can see in the wake of the storm. You see all the lightning on the leading edge of this. And I tell you what, Jared, you made a good idea. Could you erase the lightning for me on Max 2?
Yeah, and let me do a storm track on there for you, too.
And basically, the leading edge, we're going to erase the lightning so you can actually see the leading edge of the storms now. Cookeville, they're just about to make it into the Cookeville area as we speak. They're going into through Gainesboro in Jackson County right now. And, of course, we have severe thunderstorm warnings. They now extend all the way over to Fentress County as well as Overton County, Pickett and Clay counties. Jared's going to be doing a storm track on this, and there are your times of arrival. Cookeville just about to push in. I've got 8:40 on my clock, and these storms over the next 5 to 8 minutes moving into the Cookeville area. Further to the southeast, Shelbyville and Bedford County. You've been saying, hey, when are the storms going to get to me? Well, they're almost there. I'm sure you see the lightning off in the distance as these storms just making their way in the northwestern parts of Bedford County. Shelbyville roughly 8:55, 9:06 in Giles County, and Pulaski further down towards the south. You can see them making their way through northern parts of Lawrence County and now making their way towards Giles County and across Marshall County near the Lewisburg, Chapel Hill area, almost there. And again, just to go down the list here of some of those warnings there, we'll put them back on in a second, but you can see from Waynesboro all the way across the Columbia area. Luckily, the worst of the weather, although it is in Columbia through Chapel Hill, some of the worst seems to be just a little bit north and east there, but you could be having 50 to 58 mile per hour wind gusts in some of those areas as well. Woodbury in Cannon County, Christiana, Murfreesboro, of course, we pointed you out a moment ago at the strong wind gusts we have. Some of those gusts making their way further on towards the east. Woodbury, Smithville right now as you go over into DeKalb County, Cookeville just about into your area. As we mentioned, Gainesboro and Livingston and Overton County just about to your region. And now there's Dale Hollow Lake right there. Along Dale Hollow Lake, there's Salina already getting the storms, making their way towards the lake. So going from Gainesboro over to Livingston and then on down to Cookeville, that northeastern corner.
Let's go toss it over to Danielle.
Okay, Davis, we can drop off here because our tornado warning is being dropped. They just canceled the tornado warning for Rutherford and Wilson counties. So for now, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. We know that we have wind gusts up to about 70 to 80 miles an hour. You still need to stay safe. But for now, we're going to send you back to programming because the tornado warning has been dropped. Of course, we're going to be back and forth. We're going to be doing Facebook Live. We're going to be with you every step of the way. So stay tuned to News 2 for the latest. Page right now.
I'm on the main page.
Good, great. Okay, all right, let's get on. Uh-oh, they're working on a rescue.